Hey, what up y'all? Mr. Cruz here, your friendly neighborhood producer, back with another video. And in today's video, we are taking a look at another AmpleSound free plugin called Ample Guitar M2 Lite. Let's go. This one, if you guys remember my previous video, I had done a review on Cloud Drum, which is a plugin from like this like weird looking instrument, but that plugin is from AmpleSound. This one is also from AmpleSound. I decided to check out some of their other stuff because I was so impressed with Cloud Drum, and this one, this one did not disappoint. So we're gonna go ahead and look through this plugin right here, Ample Guitar M2 Lite. Now, this junk looks mad complicated. I don't play the guitar, so a lot of this stuff looks very foreign to me. I honestly don't even play the piano, so a lot of piano stuff will probably look odd to me as well. But I play the keyboard enough to be able to like understand some. So we have a couple of different tabs up here. We have main, strum, tab, effects, edit, and settings. So with settings, we don't really need to worry about because that's kind of like setting stuff for like the actual plugin. We don't really need to worry about that for now, but we're gonna stick to main, strum, and tab for the time being. What this is this is like an acoustic guitar emulator, but it doesn't just emulate the guitar, it gives you so many different features and so many different parameters so that you can really shape the sound of your guitar. If you don't play guitar, if you're trying to like just create a guitar melody using MIDI. So I'm gonna just play a little bit here. One of the things I really noticed about this when I was messing around with it earlier is that like hitting a chord, you really do get that strum sound. So I'm gonna hit a chord here. So like the velocity, the harder you hit it, the more that strum sound you get. I'm actually gonna play a little bit lower so you can kind of hear it clearer. So to me, that in and of itself is wild. It's wild because I came from a generation where guitar sounds really sounded synthesized and they really sounded very fake. So to get something where like you can actually hear the strum sound from playing the keyboard is beyond impressive, especially since it's free. Like, I'm gonna just leave it at that. And obviously like you can kind of turn off the stroke noise here. I'm gonna resist the urge to make a sexual joke. All right, this is a clean channel here. We don't do that stuff. If your keyboard has a pedal, you can use, you can enable this and this will hold out the note. Standard mode, let's see what this says. When keyboard mode is on, multiple notes can be played on the same string. Simultaneously, when solo mode is turned on, only one single note will be played. All right, so this one pretty much turns it into a mono instrument. So. I'm just kind of messing around. Like I can't really play. We have a couple of different like sustain. What is this? Palm music or palm mute. So this will mute the palm, I guess. I thought it said high pass. That's hammer on and pull off key switch. Like this is a lot. This is a lot, but I think if you play the guitar, if you have any experience with the guitar, you would know what these things are. So you can also mess around with the release, the effects, the resonance, FSA, fret sound attack. Okay, so the attack for the fret and the release for the fret as well. And you can, I guess, turn these toggles on and off. I'm gonna show you something here not under the strummer tab. This is a whole nother aspect of it that is ridiculously confusing because I can't really read what this means as far as a guitar, but all I know is as a producer, that sounds good. That sounds insanely good and insanely realistic. Under this tab part here, I noticed this part. So this is really cool because you can import tabs and I guess you can play it. So I actually messed around with this a little bit earlier. I'm gonna hit play and it just sounds good. Listen. It sounds good and it sounds so ridiculously realistic, which is like, I'm amazed and impressed by that. Now you don't get a whole lot of tabs that they give you. They only give you a few, but they also give you some for bass, and they give you this like nifty little Hotel California one. But I'm looking at this here and in my mind, I'm thinking already I'm gonna go to Google and I'm gonna see how many GPX files I can find and download and import into here to see what I can get to sound good. Because I would also imagine that you can import this as a MIDI into like your actual session, and then kind of play around and mess around with like the velocity and the turn the stroke noise on and off, if that's like what you're into. You know, I'm not gonna judge. So that's, I noticed that about this, and that was really interesting. So under the effects tab, you have different types of pedals that you can use, and you also have like your wah wah pedal. Now this, I would think, and I don't really have the time to like go into it, but I would have FL learn this on my MIDI controller and have that going towards like the pitch bend or something, or the mod wheel, and using that simultaneously while playing would be, you know, that just gives you so much more flexibility. So you have your compressor, overdrive, a couple of your standard effects or standard pedals that most people would probably use if they're playing guitar, people who do play guitar. Under edit, you just have a list of every single sample that is being used to trigger, because this is a sample based plugin. That's under edit. And so let's go ahead and mess around with this for a second. I am going to be using a MIDI that I had created from my MIDI pack. I think this was from Bloodletter. I can't remember, but all of my MIDI packs are for free over on my website. So we're gonna go ahead and hit play. And now this one, I kind of created this MIDI from a, gosh, what is it? It was from like some, I think it was a harp. So let's see what this would sound like in a guitar sound. So let's go. All right, I'm gonna pitch this down, see what that would sound like. I think it would sound better lower. Oh my gosh! Yo! All right, like granted, the way that I had designed the MIDI initially had like a ton of effects, and there was like a release and all that stuff, but just throwing this on, like I would definitely change some of my MIDI notes to have a little bit of a longer tail. So like I would probably do like a bit of a forced legato. But man, that sounds good. Like that sounds, yo, I'm sorry. I'm pretty hype about this. Anyways, let's go ahead and get to it. This Ample Guitar M2 Lite, is it a ditch? Is it a download? I would be very hard pressed believing the sanity of somebody who says this is not a download. Even if you don't use guitars very often, you can literally just hit a chord, and then playing a chord from this plugin versus playing it from like a piano plugin, like would still sound so good. I'm beside myself. I'm pretty blown away. But anyways, that is what I got for you guys. Ample Guitar M2 Lite. I know I didn't really play a whole lot with it, and you didn't hear a whole lot of examples, but I'm overwhelmed with the amount of features that like AmpleSound is giving us for free. I can only imagine how much more you would get with like the actual paid plugin. But for this being 100% free, I'm definitely gonna say it is a download. You should go download it. Shout out to AmpleSounds for giving us another gem. Well, that's what I got for you guys. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think if you are going to download Ample Guitar M2 Lite. Outside of that, it is your boy Mr. Cruz out.